York is a warm-hearted city, always has been. And whenever one of our British allies comes to town, whether he's a pilot of the RAF Ferry Command or a combat flyer on his way through to Canada to become an instructor, the city tries to show him a good time. If he likes, he can go to the Stage Door Canteen. Or there's Radio City, where he can watch the ice skating on the rink below. Or go ice skating himself. If he prefers, he can take a buggy ride through Central Park. And, of course, there's the zoo. But our British allies don't always take advantage of this hospitality. They realize, though New York has no bomb-pitted streets, no fire-gutted buildings, America has felt the war, too. Here's a little story to show what we mean. Troop transport is arriving in New York Harbor. On board are returning wounded American and Canadian soldiers. The ship can't be named. That's because of security. But it spent 3 weeks undergoing repairs, something we can say. And add that during those 3 weeks, 18 British medical workers who take care of the wounded were given leave. Now, these British medics, instead of enjoying themselves in New York, gathered at the Air Force Club and listened to their CO, Wing Commander Durand, propose something else.
So, boys, you know how long we're going to be here, and the question is what you're going to do. You can either go into barracks, where you'll be fed and accommodated and pretty well free to do as you like, or else you can come with me to a civil hospital. They're as short over here as they are in our own country, and I know they'll be glad of help. One thing I want to make clear, and that is you won't get paid. Now, any of you like to come and work at a hospital?
Yes. I'd much rather go to a hospital, sir.
Do you think we'll be able to go as a unit, sir?
I see no reason why not. In fact, I'm all in favor of it. Sister, will you take the names of those who are volunteering?
You ready, boys? I'll call the names. Cowley.
Count me in.
Smith.
Me too.
Berry.
I'll come.
Aye, you can count me in.
Grasslands Hospital is in Westchester County, New York. And because its staff has been particularly hard hit by the war, the medics, 18 strong, decided to go there. They were greeted by Dr. Harmon, director of the hospital, who immediately put them to work. Wing Commander Durand is a doctor, and soon he began making his daily rounds. 3 years ago, when the Luftwaffe ruled British skies, Dr. Durand had the job of pulling RAF pilots from the icy waters of the English Channel. Sister Barnes, who for 3 years has been taking care of wounded soldiers, was assigned to the maternity ward, while leading aircraftsman Donald Taylor went to work as a laboratory assistant. Corporal Lacey, a pill roller on the transport, began filling prescriptions that had lagged because of a shortage in help. A bit of reverse lend-lease warmly appreciated by the American personnel. Sergeant Arthur Sopp cheerfully took on a task in the diet kitchen. So, too, did British volunteer Fletcher, who here relaxes for a moment while Mrs. Grenier, an American Red Cross kitchen aide at Grasslands, shows him a picture of her son, who's in the Navy. For to Mrs. Grenier, as to hundreds of others at Grasslands, patients and staff, has come a new understanding and respect for our British ally. To them, total war is not only taking the wounded off the beach at Salerno, but also feeding a reluctant little girl her supper. It's not only being torpedoed off the coast of North Africa, as was Robin Curtis, but also showing a sick American child a picture book. But even on this busman's holiday, these British medics must have a little relaxation. So in the evening, they adjourn to the nearest pub, where they learn to drink their beer cold and get a chance to swap stories about where they've been in this war. Sometimes it's with an American GI who has been invalided home, as was Sergeant Bartlett, wounded once in Africa and once in Sicily. Sometimes it's with one of the senior citizens of Westchester. There are no darts, but there are plenty of other games, including this pinball machine, which one of them learns to play without tilting from Sergeant Brown, also invalided home. And of course, there's an old upright and sometimes a tune to celebrate this memorable 3 weeks at Grasslands.
Let's have a song, boys. Let's have our version of Troop Ship. Come on.
We're from a troop ship arrived in New York. We sail from old mighty shore. We think we're the finest of medical stuff, bringing back boys from the war. We have got sergeants and corporals too, and AC's privates as well. You'll get no promotion this side of the ocean, so cheer up, my lad, bless the hell. Bless them all, bless them all, the long and the short and the tall. Bless all the sergeants and WO1s, bless all the corporals and their blinking sons, for we're saying goodbye to them all.
Good luck, fellas, when you go back. And thanks.
You'll get no promotion this side of the ocean, so cheer up, my lad, bless them all.
Boys, you're about to complete your training here, and soon you'll be on your way out to fight the Japanese. I want to talk to you today about the Japanese as a fighting man. There's a legend that he's invincible, but he's far from invincible. He's wily, tough, tenacious, supremely courageous in battle, but he's a human being, the same as you and I, and he has the weaknesses and the strong points of the human being. I've seen Japanese charge our lines in the face of murderous automatic fire, to be mowed down by the score. But he's not usually as reckless as this. He's a crafty individual who steals through the jungle with great skill, quietly, penetrating our lines by infiltration, or lie on the ground in a carefully camouflaged position under a log or under brush, waiting to get a shot at you. And he will stay there until he is sought out and killed. What does this all boil down to? It does not mean that we should fear the Japanese and go around shooting at every unfamiliar sound in the theater of operations. It means that we should be ever vigilant, crafty, prepared to get the jump on the enemy whenever he appears. Remember, too, that teamwork is imperative. This means that you must consciously endeavor to cooperate with each other. Men work together well only when they understand and respect each other, when they have stripped themselves of personal prejudice and antagonism, when they are tolerant of personal eccentricities, of races, and of religious beliefs. In my outfit, we gave this effort a Chinese name, Gung Ho. Work in harmony, cooperate. Strive to attain the Gung Ho spirit. Finally, boys, it is necessary that you know and understand why we fight and endure and sacrifice. We are fighting to preserve that form of democracy under which we are able to think, write, speak, and worship in accordance with our individual convictions. Germany and Japan would impose on us a way of life under which there would be no freedom, no opportunity for individual expression. Life without liberty and freedom is unthinkable. It is without meaning, without value.